We have a Wicked program, and it's courtesy of Hugo from Signs of the Pastime. We have a Wizard of Oz Munchkin Land playset that we're going to unbox. And last, but certainly not least, we have a $28 million replica pair of red ruby slippers. And of course, we have Toto, and it's coming up
now.
Hello, everybody. My name is Robert Sagady, and I'm also known as the Commenting Collector. I hope everyone had a great week. I certainly did, largely in part because thanks to two good friends and one very special person, and no, I'm not talking about the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, or the Cowardly Lion. I'm talking about Hugo from Signs of the Pastime, Drew from Clean Cheap Shots, and my beautiful daughter, who, in a minute, I will show off 3 items that all 3 of those fabulous people made happen. So stay tuned. This is exciting. Here it is, the program from Wicked. A little different than the playbill. I think the playbill is smaller. So this looks like something that would be bought at a souvenir shop or something?
That's what we're guessing.
Oh, and I got an ad on here with joined. I'm honored to be with my daughter, and the reason I wanted her to be part of this is she knows a lot more theater than I would ever dream of knowing, because she herself was an actress in all through school, and actually she's been involved in many plays, including. Never did Wicked, right? But you did.
I had a phase in 6th grade. Yeah, in middle school, I was really obsessed with it. But yeah, I never. No high schoolers can do it because of the copyright.
Oh, okay. But you did do the Wizard of Oz. And what did you play?
I played the Mayor of Munchkintown and the Wicked Witch.
Oh, that is awesome. So, point being, she knows a lot more. She'll forget more about the Wizard of Oz than I'll ever know. But anyway, the Wizard of Oz is one of my loves, though. So this is really exciting. And I actually should mention I got this from a fellow YouTuber that y'all know, Hugo, Signs of the Pastime. When we met up in Florida a few weeks ago, he gifted me this, and I was just elated. It was just I'm without words right now. That's how excited I am, because I'm a big fan. And so let's dive into this, and we'll give a little bit of commentary. And here we go. Ooh!
Look at that! Look at that beautiful photo.
It's like suitable for framing.
Yeah, that's Glinda the Good, and that's her bubble dress. It's now called, and he has a very famous piece of costume in theater.
Okay, what was the joke? Glinda, not Galinda?
Galinda, yeah.
Okay. She prefers Glinda.
The guy's silent.
The guy.
Oh, actually, it's Galinda with a G.
Oh, look at this. $2. I don't know if that's what Hugo paid for it. We're speculating it costs probably, what, $15, $20 at the souvenir shop?
Yeah.
So that is quite a deal. So do you recognize any of the cast members?
Sadly, I don't.
Okay.
I'm not that good with names.
Okay. But nothing like no major stars that went on to like television movies.
Yeah, just nothing that no one I heard of.
Yeah. Okay, because this is, and I should mention also,
this is the London cast.
The London production is the second longest running production of Wicked, and since opening in 2006 has seen over 5 million people see the show at the Apollo Victoria Theatre in London. So you've got your, well, we saw Wicked, a few years ago in Minneapolis at a theater called the Ordway.
Yeah, so it was traveling.
It's traveling, so it wasn't like the main Broadway cast, or was it?
It's just because the main Broadway cast was a long time ago. You know, they retired, so they have the same costumes, the same set. It's just not in the same. It's not in the home theater.
And they're all professional actors, but it was no one.
There's a stay-at-home cast, and then there is a traveling cast.
Okay, so that's what we saw, and of course, if you were to go to New York, Broadway and see Wicked, that would be the stay-at-home cast.
Mhm.
And then if you go to London and you go to the Apollo Victoria Theatre, they have Wicked there, and that's probably tantamount to their Broadway, I would assume. So this is the big time, is what I'm trying to do. This is the major leagues of theater.
Mhm.
So very cool. Oh, there's the book, the Wonderful Wizard of Oz, the first book in the 14-book series from L. Frank Baum. And yeah, it's great. And I've told the story many times before on my video. So if you're interested, go back into my Wizard of Oz archives. And yeah, I share that along with some other Wizard of Oz items. Because like I said, it's one of my collecting passions.
Mhm.
Oh, I love the
little tornado.
The tornado. Iconic.
Twister! It's a twister!
I love the green pages on the green.
Oh yeah, yeah,
really
it's
like
very
it.
nice.
Very nice touch to them.
Very nice.
So here's our first. This is our second featured photo.
Oh yeah, and what is her name?
Elphaba.
Yeah, and she is the Wicked Witch of the
West.
West. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
And her iconic costume.
Iconic.
And there's Glinda, second act.
Linda, don't say Galinda.
Actually, it's Linda with a G.
There's Fiero.
Oh, I'm sorry. My
In the
eyes
original.
averted. I'm sorry to Dolly.
Christian Chenoweth.
Well, let's talk
Oh,
Dolly
it's Dolly.
first.
Okay.
So that's Dolly, and what's kind of interesting also is it's 2014. So this dates it. So this is probably 10-year-old from a play that was, or from a, what would you call it, a showing
Production,
that was,
yeah.
a production that was 10 years old. And you said Kristen Chenoweth.
Yep, she's the original Glinda. So I loved how they added her ad in.
Okay, and that's what I was trying to get at earlier when I was looking at the cast members from this particular production, because obviously she's gone on, and it says right there, well, I should move it to the camera, I'm sorry. She's gone on to, or gone on, well, after Wicked, she did The West Wing, Pushing Daisies. Actually, I've seen the first couple seasons. It was actually a really different. It was different, but really good. So I would highly recommend Pushing Daisies. One of those kind of almost cultish maybe series, or a series that a lot of people don't know about, or maybe that's just my impression. But anyway, Glee. Okay, so yeah, she went on to bigger and better things. And she's playing at the London Royal Albert Hall, or she did. This is 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So and then this character,
Fiero.
Nice. Okay, creative team. We'll try to get through this a little quicker because we've got the ruby red slippers coming up, or just one of them. That's all we could really afford. So, oh, here's another cast listing, and just like playbill, like the program Act 1 and 2, and of course, don't forget about the orchestra, right? The music is fantastic.
Some nice Madame Marble.
Yeah.
Madame Marble. And the professor, and then the wizard too.
And it is
a cameo.
Bach.
No, that's Professor. Just saying, we'll look it up later.
Yeah, we could put it on the screen. Oh, the Emerald City. Ooh, 2-page. This is nice.
Beautiful photo.
Very good. Yeah, it's just the appearance, or just the presentation is just majestic. It's just great. I think I mentioned when we went to the theater and saw it here in Minneapolis, had to be if not the best theater plays I've ever seen.
It was really
great. And this the Elphaba, the lead character in Wicked, looks like she's got like a European name. I'll have to look that up. It almost looks like Eastern Europe. I also want to say Russian or something with that barrack. I'm just going back to my hockey knowledge, where the Russian players, and they got names like that. So that's my point of reference, is hockey. All right, and there's the other cast members. West End Summer School. That's interesting. That's where the theater district is in London, I believe. Elphaba and her
Fiero. Second act.
Fiero. Producers. And then there's the Wizard of Oz, right? And not to be a spoiler, but well, we're not even going to go there, but in case you haven't seen it, but she can control the weather. Let's just say that. Oh, Glee. So this is 2014, so that was all in its glory. So that's good target marketing, because I think the theater kids.
Yep, still is popular with the theater kids.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
On Netflix.
The Apollo Victoria Theater, that's where it is. So, that'd probably be on a bucket list, right? We go to London and go to
like
this.
A beautiful theater.
Yeah. And what did it say? It's the longest. It's been. I think it's. So if you were to go, they would be having Wicked right now. Is that what we're led to believe?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
This is the 10th longest production in West End history, or maybe this is 10 years old. It's still not there, but it'd be neat if it was to go see it. Oh, The Bodyguard. Here's another tangent. Whitney Houston and Kevin Costner played in the movie The Bodyguard. I wasn't really familiar. Well, I don't know if the movie was based on the musical or the musical was based on the movie.
I believe the musical is based on the movie.
Okay.
That's more likely, I believe.
Okay.
I'm not sure, though.
5-star, London's best musical. Get tickets. Oh, speaking of one of my passions, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Willy Wonka. So I've got Wizard of Oz here and Willy Wonka. A double treat. So I actually did see a version of Charlie and Chocolate Factory, but it wasn't professional. I'd love to see the professional version of that. It'd be pretty cool. And we're getting to the end here.
Some more photos. Professor Dillman, that's the name.
Professor Dillman, okay.
Yep.
And he's a goat. Kind of a strange twist of the movie, but actually, if you read some of L. Frank Baum's books, they're a lot different than the movie, and they are kind of even more bizarre. So that's kind of one of the things.
Because Wicked, the musical, is based on Wicked, the book. He was inspired by Wizard of Oz. Yeah.
Right, which doesn't have anything to do with L. Frank Baum. I don't think he wrote that.
No.
So we'll get to the end, the back cover. Oh, stunning picture.
Look at that.
Nice. Okay, so let's transition to the ruby red slipper. Hey, what you're looking at now is a handmade replica of the iconic Dorothy ruby red slipper, and this was made by my daughter. And I'm first going to read a little blurb about it, then how my daughter talk about how she created it and the whole process that went into it. So the ruby red slippers that Judy Garland wore as Dorothy in the 1939 production of The Wizard of Oz were sold for a record-breaking $28 million. Heritage Auctions sold the slippers on behalf of a collector, Michael Shaw, who owned them. The slippers, which sold for vastly more than the $10 million that the auction house executive vice president John Maddalena believed they would, are one of only 4 known surviving pairs worn by Miss Garland in the movie. The final bid of $28 million was the largest sum spent at an auction for a piece of entertainment memorabilia. The auction house said it exceeded the previous record holder, Marilyn Monroe's subway dress from the 1955 film The 7-Year Itch, which sold in 2011 for $5.52 million with fees. The auction house said, including tax and fees, the slippers sold for $32.5 million. Holy moly. Mr. Shaw had lent the slippers to the Judy Garland Museum in the actress's hometown of Grand Rapids, Minnesota, where they were stolen on August 27, 2005. FBI agents set up a sting operation and recovered the slippers in Minneapolis in July of 2018. A Minnesota man, Terry Martin, was later indicted and pleaded guilty to the theft. The authorities believe Mr. Martin was under the impression that the slippers were made with real rubies, which he planned to sell. The rubies, however, were made of glass. The glass beads, painted red, offered another surprising insight that the unexpectedly linked the museum's pair to the recovered pair. The museum's pair is not identical. The heel cap, bows, and width and overall shape do not match. The shoes were brought together from two separate sets. But in examining the recovered shoes, conservators found the left to Smithsonian Museum's right and the right to the museum's left. When temporarily reunited, the four shoes created two matching pairs. Twins! It's possible the mix-up happened during preparation for the 1970 auction of items in MGM's costume closet. That's when the museum pair was purchased, parting ways from other pairs produced for the film, and donated to the museum anonymously in 1979. Both the museum's pair and the recovered pair have felt on the bottom for dance sequences. The ruby red slippers that were used in the film's close-ups would have been felt-free. So, Sydney, why don't you talk about the process of making this fabulous replica?
Okay. Well, first I did researching on what the shoes were, and because you said there was multiple pairs of shoes, because in costuming, even nowadays, you have multiple pairs of the same thing. And what I also added in here was in different shots, close-ups, you can see them labeled that will say the number of pair of shoes and then Judy Garland's name. So that's what I liked.
Wow.
I added in, and I just said number 1 for it. So yeah, and I just really wanted to see what kind of red I should use, what materials they used, and how they did it. So what I found out is that I found out that they painted the bottom of the shoes. So for my process, I first needed to find a pair of shoes, and it's a classic 1930s pump, which I found the closest I can with what I can find at a thrift store. This is a little bit more pointy than the original shoes, sadly. And but then yeah, they were just originally black shoes, so I painted them red with just acrylic paint. And yeah, they look a little bit rusty, but that's what the museum pair did too.
Exactly like them. I mean, I'm gonna put obviously on the screen the actual shoes so you can compare it. But it's great. I mean,
yes,
it's just wonderful. And look at this. This is what the thieves, the criminals, they thought those were real rubies. So thank goodness when they found out they weren't red rubies. They just gave up their whole scheme, and the shoes were recovered, because if they would have been red rubies, they would have probably destroyed them. Yeah. And what's so stupid about that, I don't know how much 3 rubies go for in the market, but the shoe as a whole obviously went for $32 million. So sometimes it's another great example of a dumb criminal, I guess.
Yeah, and how I did these, I wanted, because in the original, the rubies, these I just used gemstones, and I just went to the common craft stores like Joann's, and they are squared and rectangle shaped, but the only ones I can find were oval. So I cut them and shaved them off on the sides to make them more of the replica shape. So that's what I did there. So yeah, everything I got was from the craft store. This is not exactly the same. These were more sewn on, and then these sequins, rhinestones, as you can see in the photo, it was more meticulously put on with metal studs and everything, and more realer than the craft store version, because I just glued them on. But what I really looking for is the felt, because they had felt on the bottom because of the soundstage to make them less noisy and clunky, and they used orange, which you would think they used red.
Can I just insert one comment?
Yeah.
Here's kind of a trivia question. You might know, but I learned this when I was doing research. There is one pair of shoes that didn't have the felt. Do you know why they didn't have the felt on the bottom?
Yes, because they want to use it for close-up shots.
Yep, and plus it was the shoes that when the house fell on the witch,
it doesn't show up.
Yeah, she wasn't. Yep, they show the bottom. Exactly.
So yeah, that's another reason why there's multiple versions of the same thing.
Right. I think they said there was about 8 to 10 originally. I think there's only like 6 in existence.
I'm glad they got recovered. And then what I believed, I just bought sequins, and as you can see up close, is all connected to thread. And My belief is that they sewed each and every one, but I did not have the time for that. So I just bought a ribbon, just they're already pre-threaded.
Sure.
And they were just all by one single row, and I just wrapped them around, glued them, wrapped, all the way around. But to make them seem more like they were sewn in, one of the photos, I don't know if you can see here, but there's red thread that's been sewn to just.
Oh, I never
So I just
noticed that.
added a little bit of red thread to make them look a little bit more like the original on the inside.
Your attention to details is just amazing.
But yeah, that is really it about the shoes.
Yeah, it's just actually, even though obviously it's a replica, because Lord knows we're not going to get a $28 million shoe, but if you can't have the real thing, this is almost a work of art in itself.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Really appreciate it. And stay tuned, because we're going to be opening up the Wizard of Oz Munchkin Land playset. Stay tuned. Yes, this is it. The Wizard of Oz Munchkin Land playset. And I'm going to unbox it in a moment. First, I just wanted to explain the backstory, because one of our fellow YouTube content creators, Drew from Clean Cheap Shots, was kind enough, generous enough, while he was traveling through Lincoln, Nebraska, stopped in to an antique store and came across this beauty. He knew I was a Wizard of Oz collector, so he sent me some pictures and wondered if I was interested. So I did a quick search on eBay, and eBay had a lot of the Emerald City play sets, and I should point out it is by Mego, so that's a well-known, as most of you know, a well-known toy company from the 70s, so it's really cool. But anyway, eBay had a ton of I shouldn't say a ton, but they had several of the Emerald City play sets, but they only had one Munchkin Land playset, and it was priced pretty high. In fact, the antique store had it priced a little bit lower, but this box, as you can see, is in real fabulous condition. I won't say it's quite brand new, because they do have this little cut on it, but anyway, so Drew set me up, and I talked to the antique shop, and they connected me with the owner, and I was able to negotiate. And I wasn't really sure I wanted it real bad, so I gave the owner just a rock bottom price, and lo and behold, he accepted it. He knocked like over $100 off the already lowered sale price. So I think I got a great deal. And now I'd like to open it up and see what we have inside. So this is it. The playset, as I said, the box is in really great condition. I'll show you all sides. It includes the Kansas farmhouse, the Munchkin Land play area, the Cyclone transporter. We can't wait to see what that's all about. 3-dimensional bed, washable vinyl surface, folding carrying case, and Munchkin Land mare. So it includes the mare. So actually, I think it shows on this side. These were all sold separately. So these aren't included, but the mare is. So and I'll show you. Here's a little damage there. But this came out in 1976. So to have a box in this great of shape, that's what really attracted me to this item. So let's open it up and see what it is. Oh, so I made it upside down. Let's flip it over. This neat little carrying case. So it opens up on both sides. Let's see, we'll do this side first. This looks like it's a decal of the farm. It hasn't even, so it's still on here. So that's really great proof that it's really still in great condition, as this hasn't even been used yet. There's the bed. Oh, the instructions. That's always neat. Whenever I have some toys, when I was a kid, I'd always lose the instructions. So it's great that the instructions are still intact. I think this is what they call the tornado transporter. So let's turn it around, see what we have on the other side in Munchkin Land. Oh, there's the mayor. The mayor still in there. And then this is the tornado transporter. And I'm thinking maybe you put the stickers in here, maybe. It looks like then you're in a tornado, I would suppose. So yeah, this is really cool. Oh, that's the Emerald City. That was also a place that's available. And as I mentioned before, this one, there was several of them on eBay, but there's only one of the Munchkin Land. So I thought maybe it's a little more rare. So that's another thing that attracted me. So yeah, this is pretty neat. As you can see, it's in really good shape. Here's where it turns up here. And these buttons do something. I don't know, but what I would like to do, is I've seen them on eBay, get all these other figures also too. So yeah, that could be a future thing to collect. So we'll give you one more good look. Got the living room. This is what were Dorothy's mom and dad's name? Remember? I'll have to put that on the sheet.
Auntie M.
Auntie M. And who was the other one? Henry? Henry, I think, right? So Auntie M and Henry, this is their living quarters, I believe, right? And then this would be Dorothy's bedroom. Okay. And then you would flip. Oh, okay, I think I'm understanding it. So basically, let's say we had the Dorothy figure. Here comes the tornado. Tornado's coming. Dorothy goes into the transporter. Boom. Then let's just say, I think this was too big, but she would get transported to the other side. And then voila, she's in Munchkin Land. And then she can follow the yellow brick road, right? So that's it. Oh, I like this little balcony there. Okay. Hey, thanks again, Drew. Clean Cheap Shots for giving me the heads up. Thanks for watching. And until next time, good collecting.
Is specially constructed for the shoes.
You know, they're one of the most requested objects here. Visitors who come in know that we have the ruby slippers. They want to see them. When they're not on display, we hear about it. And it's because they have this unique resonance with people.
So then when the FBI reached out to us to look at the pair that were recovered, we had the knowledge to make those comparisons to determine whether the construction and the materials were consistent with the pair that we have in the museum's collection.
Knowing that there are other pairs out there and the enormous interest that there is in this film, we want to be as useful as possible and to try to preserve this history and to let people experience it as much as possible. So this recovered pair, it's so exciting to know that they've been brought back into the fold and that they're going to be preserved for future generations. We were just so excited to help out with the FBI investigation and see what we could do to assist.